Kind mind is an idea I came up with some time ago now, just out of pure personal necessity, right? To put a framework around my own core beliefs and thoughts, and to be a sort of a guiding, a foundation and a guiding framework as I progress in my adult life, in my more mature life now, at this stage of my career and my personal development. So I want to talk about kind mind today, right? So why kind mind and why today? Well, I think it's coming at a necessary time where first in terms of the mind, it's due to the astounding advances and breakthrough with digital technologies, right? The contour lines of the reality are getting blurrier and blurrier every day, and it becomes so hard to distinguish the true from the fake, right? And the authentic from the fantasy. That's a real intellectual problem, right? A cognitive problem. It also comes at a time of great divide and cacophony, right? In the world, amongst the world religions and the different philosophies, and we're caught between echo chambers on the one hand, and and the radicalization that prevails, right, in most of them. Unfortunately, over healthy debates, right, that we should have, and the active listening that we should give to each other on very important topics that are ours today, individually, collectively, and globally. At global scale, we're talking about problems at planetary scale now, right? It also comes at at a time of unprecedented tension in the world, right? Between countries, continents, communities, and it can be around essential resources, right? It's quite dramatic. Essential resources like water, for instance, right? We've got water wars going on in a lot of regions, and climate wars, right? Beyond the international right, that is an answer to that, obviously. I think we need actionable day-to-day principles so that we can encourage reasonable conflict resolution and stimulate, if we can, the emergence of new leaders, right? New role models, and hopefully ethical leaders, right? And generally speaking, it's really about fighting the everyday, what I would call decadism, right? Not being dickheads ourselves, but also challenging and calling out all the dickheads out there, starting with the authoritarian and the discretionary ones we all know about, right? So when I'm talking about kind mind, there's of course the words, right? And we believe in the prevalence of the mind, of void and matter, right? On the one hand, and also that, kind, as in kindness, can prevail over chaos and over evil, right? So if we stick to the two words, kind mind, that's what it means in the first place, right? But we'll come back to that. I want to put as a disclaimer also that kind mind wants to root itself in some core universal tenets, right? We're trying to steer away from any ideological belief or religious or philosophy. No, what we want to adopt with the kind mind idea is the very fundamentals of humanism, and to an extent naturalism. We'll come back to these two notions. I think humanism encapsulates nicely already naturalism, right? But I want to mention it nevertheless, right? Because it's more important than ever these days, right? So with kind mind, my aspiration, personal hope and goal is to inspire and to engage, to initiate, support any action that can contribute to the development of a fair and prosperous society, right? At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Through two main drivers, right? So again, the elevation of the mind and the embedding of kindness in our everyday views and action. Elevation of the mind, embedding of kindness. So in doing that, I'm calling, and I hope very soon we will be calling all sentient beings across the known universe, nothing less, right? So we're not just talking about mankind on Earth, right? I want to believe that kind mind will survive me and this present age, and that one day, it will come again when we will meet other forms of alien intelligence. And alien could be artificial, right? The intelligence we're creating ourselves here, or could be extraterrestrial, right? So as we push the boundaries of the known universe, which for now, at the end of the day, is really it's our solar system. And of course, we've got a glimpse on other places at a number of light years, but that's what it's all about, right? So I want to invite and call all sentient beings across the known universe to join me and to join us freely and in goodwill to adopt and to promote the following life guiding principles. And we are going to start talking about what's behind kind and what's behind mind, because they are acronyms, right? So the first block is kind. Be kind. What do I mean by being kind? The kind means kinship. That's what it wants to mean. Sorry, I'm adjusting the color. But kinship, which conveys a sense of belonging, of feeling connected to a larger community beyond just oneself, right? Having kinship helps build meaningful relationships. So that's the K. Inclusiveness. Inclusiveness promotes embracing diversity, welcoming others, and making people feel accepted, regardless of their differences. This facilitates positive relationships with people different. I think this is really important at these times we are traveling at the moment in Europe, with the emergence of, again, of far-right ideas, extreme ideas, which can be xenophobic or exclusive. Generally speaking, right? So inclusiveness. The N is for nurturance, which is an interesting word, right? Nurturance. In my eyes, it's the caring act of promoting the healthy growth, the development, and the well-being of someone or something else by providing them with the necessary sustenance. But not only that, the guidance and the support they need to thrive in life. So nurturance suggests caring for others, not just us, but others, right? And providing supportive environments for people to grow. Nurturing behavior, I believe, are going to strengthen the bonds we can build with each other and with our environment. Right? So that's M-I-N in mind. And then the D. The D, which surprisingly, maybe for some of you, will be discipline. And I mean that in the sense of discipline being the ability to cultivate self-control, focus, and the ability to consistently work towards long-term goals through sustained effort and commitment, right? With us resisting our impulsive behaviors or urge to seek immediate gratification. So discipline, when it's implemented with care and self-awareness, it becomes a very enabling force. It allows individuals to align their behaviors with their values, right? Behavior values. And that calibrate their effort and progress towards the most important, which is the mastery of skills and of knowledge, right? So that's kind. Be kind. That's kinship, inclusiveness, nurturance, discipline. Okay. So let's continue with the mind, which could be in a phrase like grow your mind, right, or elevate your mind, as I said in introduction. Okay. And the M in mind will mean mindfulness, which is a state of present, focused, and non-judgmental awareness, right, that we cultivate by purposefully attending to our experience and our thoughts and our emotions and all the sensations that can happen in the present moment, just right here, right? It's a neurocognitive skill for attentional control and self-awareness, right? We're not, asserting that there would be higher states of consciousness or spiritual and enlightenment, right? It's not about that. It's about being more pragmatic, and it's a technique to be in the present, right? So that's mindfulness. The I is for integrity, right? Intellectual integrity, which refers to having the honesty and the courage to pursue the truth, right? And to pursue, generally speaking, knowledge. So we can talk about what truth means, of course, right? But pursuing knowledge without succumbing to bias. And God knows there's so many, we subject to so many biases and we fall to so many fallacies and self-deception, right? Or simply to external pressures, right? So we want to uphold the highest standards of reasoning and evidence, seeking for evidence, right? Moral integrity is the unwavering adherence to strong ethical principles and values. And this effort to always consistently strive to do the right thing, even in the face of difficulties, adversity, or personal cost, right? And it's also the idea that we take personal responsibility for all our moral choices and our conduct at the end of the day, right? N. N is for naturalism. So back to this word and this important concept, naturalism, which is the general idea of rejecting the supernatural and any form of mystical or religious explanation, right? Instead of that, there is an invitation to focus on the natural, scientific and rational approaches to understand the world, right? So that's what naturalism stands for, and it's a big part of humanism. And finally, the D is for discernment, right? Discernment allows an individual to perceive things clearly and to judge them, hopefully impartially, right? Again, without bias, trying to separate the truth from the falsehood and trying to make wise, informed decisions by always carefully evaluating and comprehending all the essential factors involved in the decision. Discernment represents judging situations and people impartially, seeing things objectively. This quality avoids unfair biases, right? That could harm relationships at the end of the day, right? Okay. So I'll say that one more time, right? Kind will be kinship, inclusiveness, nurturance, and discipline. Whilst mind stands for mindfulness, integrity, naturalism, and discernment. More personal oriented values, right? So I believe that by cultivating a kind mind, so to speak, both individually and collectively with the groups I belong to, I believe that we will grow a better society, right? And a more sustainable civilization, right? So I'll let you read the article and I'll let you visit the website that I've started around that, which is simply kindmind.world, nothing less. It's a very simple website for now. There's this Manifesto, which is of course the founding principle, and also I'll start collecting, a register and a database of initiatives, related initiatives, right? That we can start looking into and support and join eventually if we think they are relevant. There will be some blogging as well, blogging ideas about that, and to take a stance of the kind man stance on what's happening every day, and take a step back on fundamental topics. I can only urge you, here today from lovely Geneva, to join me in this very apparently insignificant effort to make a difference and to have an impact in this world. But as Lao Tzu or Confucius, I think remember, said that the 1,000-step journey starts with a single step, right? So, and that's what it's all about today, right? Taking a step and taking a stance and being assertive and coming out there, and to just to invite like-minded spirits to join to embrace and join the same ideation. Thanks for listening. This is Kind Mind, kindmind.world. I'm looking forward to sharing with you more ideas about this topic very soon.